My name's Dylan Campbell, this is Chasing Cars, and today we're getting a first taste of this. It's a new generation Suzuki Swift. Taking on cars like the MG3, the Kia Rio and Mazda 2, this car is a mild hybrid, meaning it has an integrated starter generator, a small lithium-ion battery and much improved fuel economy over the previous generation Swift, up to 17% in fact. In this video, we're going to take the new Swift for a drive and deliver something of an early verdict. Until then though, make sure you hit subscribe below.
Chasing Cars, honest reviews of your next car. Brought to you by
Budget Direct.
First introduced in Australia in 1988, the Suzuki Swift small car is now in its fourth generation. With all new styling inside and out, this one is slightly larger than the Swift it replaces. Under the bonnet is a 1.2-litre three-cylinder engine with mild hybridization. There's a 2.3 kilowatt integrated starter generator and a small 12-volt lithium-ion battery. Outputs are 61 kilowatts and 112 newton meters, meaning this Swift, despite weighing just 957 kilograms, is not going to win many drag races. Of course, small cars are on the slide in Australia as more buyers opt for small SUVs. The Swift's main rivals are the Toyota Yaris, Mazda 2 and the best-selling MG3. MG has just released an all-new hybrid MG3 with similar claimed economy as this Swift. The hybrid Swift is now actually cheaper than the MG, and a direct comparison would be fascinating. That's not least because the hybrid MG3 boasts 155 kilowatts of power, more than twice that of this little Suzuki. Welcome to the interior of the new Suzuki Swift, and it's a pretty nice place to be, especially for the price. Even if there is an abundance of hard scratchy plastics, the entire door card is hard scratchy plastic. We've got a manual handbrake down here, quite old school, but it's pretty nice. We've got a 7-inch infotainment touchscreen here with wireless Apple CarPlay. This top spec GLX gets a wireless phone charger as well. And you get other niceties such as a leather steering wheel, although there are some base model vibes going on, such as cloth seats with manual adjustment. Suzuki makes a big deal about this top spec model having height adjustability. So yeah, it's not the most luxury posh place you'll find yourself, but for the price, this is a pretty nice modernized interior. Moving to the back seat, there's plenty of space for adult rear occupants. Knee room and foot room is good, even if headroom is slightly tight. Take note, any Dutch viewers. You can spy some minor cost saving back here, even in the top spec GLX, there being no center armrest, no USB outlets, and no rear air vents. Looking at the boot, it's pretty compact by any standard, but reasonable for a small car. At 265 litres, it's 23 litres larger than the old Swift. That's partly down to this being a longer car by 2 centimetres, but also there's no spare wheel. Suzuki only fits a puncture repair kit. In terms of running costs, this will be a very cheap car to drive on a daily basis. On a 52-kilometre test loop, we recorded real-world average fuel consumption of 5 litres per 100 kilometres, which is quite good. Losing marks somewhat for running costs, the Swift needs 95 RON premium unleaded fuel, while 5-year servicing is a slightly costly $1,955. Suzuki offers a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty with 5 years of roadside assistance. Okay, first impressions of the new generation Suzuki Swift. As you'd expect, it's quite a small, compact car. The steering's really light. The controls all feel really easy to use. And it actually feels like quite a light car. The suspension's quite soft, which makes for really nice ride quality. But it also just feels like a light car in the nicest possible way. Having driven a lot of very heavy cars lately, it's nice to finally drive something that's really light. You can tell that refinement has improved a fair bit over the previous generation Suzuki Swift. While the engine is still a little bit loud in this car, being a 3-cylinder, the harmonics don't really lend itself to perfectly smooth refinement and NVH and things like that. The engine is a little bit noisy and there is still a little bit of road noise, but for the size of car and compared to the previous generation and some of its rivals, refinement is pretty good for this particular car. Now, one thing that's worth mentioning is that even though this car has a big fat hybrid badge on the back of it, it's not quite the same level of hybridization as a Hyundai or a Toyota hybrid system. It uses an integrated starter generator and a small lithium-ion battery, which basically means when you stop at a set of traffic lights, the engine dies down with stop-start and then fires back up pretty quietly and pretty smoothly. But that's kind of all the hybrid assistance it offers. You get a little bit of electric motor assistance at low speeds in addition to the engine, but for the great addition of the time, you get a little bit of electric motor assistance from that integrated starter generator when moving away from traffic lights and stuff like that, but that's in addition to the engine. The engine's on almost all the time in this car. The Suzuki Swift Hybrid is never really motoring around using only its electric motor with its engine off. There's no coasting or anything like that. It basically feels like an internal combustion powered car with a little tiny bit of electric motor assistance at low speeds. The other thing to add about the new Suzuki Swift is that it's not very fast. This is not a car that's going to win many drag races, and obviously people who are buying it are not buying it to get an Audi RS3 or a Tesla Model 3 Performance or anything like that. But for overtaking ability, there are certainly quicker cars out there. We also got the chance to try the advanced driver assistance systems in the new generation Suzuki Swift, and they're pretty good. The car tracks reasonably confidently within its lane down a motorway, and you could comfortably use it with the adaptive cruise control on the motorway, saving you a little bit of energy to get to your destination just that little bit fresher. On the whole, this is a great little city car to drive. The ride quality is reasonably good. The refinement is very good by small car standards and a massive leap over the previous generation Swift. And even though it doesn't quite deliver the hybrid levels of fuel efficiency of a Toyota or a Hyundai hybrid system, it's still really, really good, a very efficient car. The lowest we saw today was 5 litres per 100 kilometres, and that was over approximately 50 kilometres of driving. But I don't doubt you could get even lower again. That is really impressive fuel economy for an internal combustion powered car, and that's basically what this is at the end of the day. It's powered by its engine most of the time, and for that you get a very cheap city runabout car for a very sharp price. So in the end, how do I feel about the new generation Suzuki Swift? I think it's actually a really great little car to drive. It's much improved over the previous generation Suzuki Swift, and even though it has that big fat hybrid badge on the back, it's not quite as hybrid as that of a Toyota or a Hyundai hybrid system. But having said that, fuel economy of 5 litres per 100 kilometres, as measured on our test today, is still mighty impressive, and you could hope to get even better than that, I think. So there you have it. That's my opinion on the new generation Suzuki Swift mild hybrid. Let me know yours in the comments below. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. And as always, thanks for watching Chasing Cars.